So one of the hardest things to learn as a new eBay seller is shipping. There's many different methods, there's many different size boxes and packages to use. In this video, I'm going to show you first the differences in guidelines between first class and priority, what they mean and when to use them. And then we're going to pack up a bunch of eBay orders that I have going out. I'm not going to get into any pricing, I'm just going to basically show you what the item is, how much it weighs, and the type of packaging I'm using to send it out. And that can help give you an idea going forward as a new seller how you should ship your items. So I appreciate you watching, and let's get started. Okay, so what are the differences between first class and priority? First class is anything up to 1 pound, technically 15.99 ounces and below, if you're printing your labels on eBay. That is first class. Priority is anything 1 pound or over. Now, you can ship something that is under 1 pound priority, but you cannot ship something that is over 1 pound first class. Okay, you can move up in class, but you can't bring it down. So basically, you can have a lightweight item, let's say it weighs 8 ounces. You can still send that priority. Now, yes, why would you do that? Well, it might get there faster. It comes with insurance, and those are probably your two main reasons for selling and shipping it that way. Now, priority does come with insurance. I'm going to throw the graph on the screen right here. First class does not give you insurance. Priority will give you $100 insurance on your package. If you want to insure it for more, if your item is worth more than that, what you sold it for, then you can add additional insurance on, and you do that in your shipping screen. And for a few extra bucks, it's definitely worth covering your item. Now, there also are size dimensions that you need to stay under. First class and priority are both 108 inches total for the total length and then around the girth of the item. So that sounds a little confusing. So basically, you take your box, you measure the longest side, top to bottom. Now you take that number and then you add it to the girth of the fattest part of the box. If it's if it's just square, then you leave it as is. So you would measure all 4 sides around and add it to the total length of the longest side. So if you have a 30-inch box, that's your longest side. You measure 30 inch, and then it might be 10, 10, 10, 10 around. So you would have 40 plus 30. It gives you a total of 70 inches, and then you're still under the 108-inch limit. And then, as I said earlier, first class has a 15.99 ounce limit, and priority can go up to 70 pounds. Priority is also a faster service, typically 2 to 3 days within the United States. First class, going across country could take 4 or 5 days. Now, as far as packaging goes, first class, basically you would have to buy your supplies. You can use, as you'll see coming up, you can use vinyl poly bags. You can use plain brown boxes if it's still under a pound. So you have to basically buy those, or dumpster dive, or get them for free from stores, or whatever be the case. Priority, the USPS does have free shipping supplies, which you can order on USPS.com. You can see behind me, they have different marked boxes, all different sizes. Some go by dimensional and weight. Some are flat rate, and you can just pack it. As long as it fits, it ships, it's in the weight limit guidelines. So that is really the guidelines and basics of first class, first priority. Now let's turn around and let's pack up some orders I have going out, just so you can see what type of items go on what type of packaging that I'm going to use and what they actually weigh. And that will give you a great idea of when you sell items, how you should be shipping, and maybe some supplies that you should be ordering ahead of time. Okay, so the first item I got going out is a bathing suit pair of board shorts. So for clothing, I just use vinyl poly bags. Very lightweight. These you have to buy. You can't get these for free. And this is going to be a first class because it's very light. It's going to be under a pound. This is a 6x9 envelope. I also keep a 12x15 envelope for a little bit of a larger item. Anything that's going to go bigger than that, typically it's going to become over a pound, and then you're going to go into priority. You don't have to use envelopes that you paid for. You can use free USPS supplies. Alright, so I got it packaged up. My vinyl bag. I will put it on my scale. It weighs 7.8 ounces. You always round up to the next ounce. So I will mark this as 8 ounces. And something you're going to learn along the way with first class, the price changes every 4 ounces. So from 1 ounce to 4, it's one price, 4 to 8, 8 to 12, and then 12 to 16. That's where your price jumps up. So if it's 6 ounces or it's 7 ounces, it's actually the same price. Alright, the next item I'm sending out is a little handheld electronic game. It's in a little plastic container, but it doesn't give it a lot of protection. So the first thing I will do is wrap it in bubble wrap. Okay, a couple of sheets. Just roll it up. Give it a little extra protection. And then I have options. Okay, I can put it into a lightweight box, plain brown box. These are not free. You have to buy these. You can get them, from many sources online or from eBay. This is lightweight, and it's going to be about 8 ounces with that, maybe 9 ounces. Or I could go into a bubble envelope. This is a large, like 15 by 11, also from eBay that you have to purchase. And then I can put it in, fold it over, and it'll give it good protection. Alright, it didn't fit sideways, so I had to go straight down. Either way, it's padded and it won't be damaged. Put it on my scale. It weighs 4.9 ounces. So I will mark it. Remember, you always round up. 5 ounce. Alright, next item going out is just this Nerf N Strike magazine for the darts. Plastic. Can get cracked, even though these are pretty durable. So I don't want to put this into a poly bag. I want to box it. This alone weighs 8 ounces. So I have a plain brown box. Good idea is if you order from Amazon or whatever be the case, try to save different plain brown boxes in different sizes that you can still use for first class. So with the box, it comes out 11.9, and if you add in a little bubble wrap, just over 12, so it's going to be 13 ounces. And that is still first class, even though it's in a box. Don't get confused and think something in a box can't go first class. It's all about the weight. Of course, you can't use the marked USPS boxes. Alright, next item going out is a pair of shoes. These are going to go priority. Why are they going to go priority? Because they're over 1 pound. So now I have a few options. Okay, I can use a plain brown box that I happen to have that can still go priority. Or I can use one of the various sizes of free USPS boxes. Now you don't want to do flat rate because that's going to cost more. Except if you use the padded flat rate envelope. Women's smaller sizes and typically men's like under a size like 8.5, 9 will fit in here. Now you don't want to ship a high-end pair of nice leather shoes in here, but sneakers, sandals, stuff like that. These are basically like sneakers, they're like walking shoes. And these are women's size 9. They should fit in here. That would be my cheapest option. Now if they don't fit in there, then I would move up and go with the USPS marked free box. And it's called the shoe box. It's 15 by 7 by 5. Okay? It goes by dimensions, so when you enter into eBay, you don't have to look for a drop down that says shoe box. You would just do regular USPS priority, and then you enter in the weight and then dimensions of the 15 7 by 5, and it'll give you your price. Okay, so the shoes fit in here nicely. Not going to get damaged, just a pair of walking shoes. Do not have to weigh this because it is a flat rate envelope. Anything that is flat rate will say it. Flat rate envelope. So when you go into your shipping for this, when you hit your drop down box, you look for padded flat rate envelope. Top rated seller, which if you're new you won't be yet, but this is, they just raised it, I believe it's like $7.90 something cents. So for shoes, this will be your best bet cost wise. Alright, next item I got going out is this salon quality hair flattener straightener. Okay, now this is too long. I could bubble wrap it real good and go into like a padded flat rate envelope, but it's too long for that. I don't want it to get it damaged. So I have a plain brown box that is probably a little too big for this, but it's going to work. Okay, it's a flat and wide. So I'm going to bubble wrap it, drop it in here, and if I put it on my scale, now I started to add a little bubble wrap, about 1 pound, 11 ounces. So it's still under 2 pounds, which for priority, that's where the rate would change. So this will work for that item. Priority. Now I could also use, I could use a shoebox for that and then cut it down in size. I could probably use like a 1092 box, the smaller one. That'd be a little too big. So that's why it's good to have different sizes of plain brown boxes laying around for, always have options, make shipping easier. Get as many supplies as you can in various sizes and styles, and you don't have to go crazy. Okay, the straightener is all packaged up. Put it on a scale again. Final packaging, 1 pound, 11.8. So 1 pound, 12. It's still under 2 pounds. That's the rate it's at. Now, one thing, if you're going to use plain brown boxes, save them from Amazon. It's perfectly fine to use an Amazon box, but they have barcodes on them. Like you see here, here. If you're going to put your new label, put it over this. Try to remove it. Best bet is when you get your deliveries, pull off the labels right away. They come off easy at that point because the package is only like a day or two old with Amazon. If you let it sit in your garage for a month, 2 months, then try to pull these off, it doesn't come off. Alright, so that's a little basic of shipping, first class and priority. You saw a few different items, a clothing item, a hard good item, shoes, first class and priority, and the type of packaging I'm using. Now, the best thing, like I said, get as many supplies as you can ahead of time. Do not list something for sale and have it sell, and now you're under the time that you got to get it out for shipping, and you go, how am I going to ship this? I don't have a box, I don't have the packages, I don't know what to do. Get that stuff ahead of time and first. Go on USPS.com, order all the supplies. There's many different sizes. If you don't know which ones are most used, or you should drop a message in my video or DM me on Instagram. I'd be glad to answer. It's also going to depend on what you're selling. If you're only selling shoes, then padded flat rates and the USPS shoe box is basically all you need. If you're doing hard goods, you're going to want to deal with a lot of boxes. They come in many different sizes. If you're doing just clothing, then the padded flat rate will be good for something that's over a pound. Otherwise, you're going to have to buy bubble envelopes and or vinyl poly mailers. So there's a wide range to go. Shoot me a message if you don't know. I'll be glad to help. Appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.